So, hello, anybody who's watching once again. I'm recording this session of me learning to code via Odin project. So, let's get started. So, I've already opened the Odin project. So, yesterday I've completed motivation and mindset. Now, I'll go for asking for help. So yesterday in motivation and mindset, let's recap it. We have talked, not we have talked. We saw that coding is hard. You should have a clear goal first, like what you want, but it will get eventually easy with practice. And don't stuck in loopholes, and there are other many things to consider. I don't remember it quite well, I guess, but that's it. There are some tips to how to be productive, what are distraction, how to avoid them, and many other things. So let's move on to asking for help. Introduction. Let me zoom. Along your programming journey, you will inevitably need to ask questions in an online coding community like ours, or in conversations with our colleagues. While asking questions may seem rather simple, in a programming environment, it is essential to ask very well formed questions with as much context as needed, so you can get the most out of asking for help. In essence, help others help you. This lesson will provide you with the tools to effectively ask questions in communities such as our Discord chat, Stack Overflow, and in the workplace. Lesson overview. This section contains a general overview of topics that you will learn in this lesson. Explain techniques for asking programming questions, explain and avoid qualities of bad questions, ask effective and well-formed questions, tips for getting the best help possible. Always provide your code and the surrounding context. When asking a question, it is essential to provide your code, error message, terminal command, server output, etc. You should provide as much as context as possible and zero in on the specific problem, such as pointing people to a specific function or line number in your code. Providing this relevant information makes it easy for others to help you. If your question does not provide any code or other relevant information, it will be difficult for others to help you. In order to fully understand your question, there will be a lot of unnecessary back and forth conversation. This can be discouraging for you because any answers with incomplete information will not solve your problem. This process can be frustrating for those helping because the meaning of your original question changes as you add more context to it. If you truly want to ask a conceptual question, you should indicate this as part of your question. Ask about the problem at hand, not the solution itself. A lot of learners ask exactly how to approach a given task or assignment in this curriculum, such as the below. How do I complete step 5 of the rock paper scissors assignment? Keep in mind that you're actually supposed to figure out how to solve the assignment yourself, and figuring out an approach is essential to your learning journey. A much better question might look like this: Hey, I'm trying to return a string that displays the winner in rock, paper, scissors, but I'm getting a syntax error on line 12. How can I fix this? Here's my code. In sharing your attempt, people know that you have tried and won't suggest things that might not have worked out for you. It also allows them to debug your current iteration of code rather than sending you down a path that has you start all over again when you might be very close to a solution. Now, if you are completely stuck at where to start, it's completely fine to let people know that you're stuck. Asking where you can start and what you can research to get on the right track empowers you to be able to resolve issues largely on your own in the future. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this. Now, if you are completely self-aware, right, completely no details are asking. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. It is also recommended that you share your pseudocode so people can nudge you in the right direction or correct any misunderstandings you may have. Don't take asking for more context to heart. People who volunteer in coding communities are here to help, but a question you may feel is coherent, coherent, sorry, coherent and obvious probably isn't if you are being asked for more context. While something may seem obvious to a beginner, it's sometimes nowhere near obvious to an expert. An expert knows about many more situations that could cause an issue sometimes is experiencing and would want to refrain from sending a learner down the wrong path. People take time out of their day to help, so make it as easy as possible for them to help you. There's probably a good reason why they need more information, so trust their judgment and experience when they ask. Many people who help in coding chats are unpaid volunteers and are in no way obligated to answer your query. But because they truly do want to help you, they will ask for more information when needed. Assignment: don't ask to ask, just ask. Demonstrate the importance of just asking your questions and not asking to ask your question. Second, read about the XY problem, which is common pitfall both new and experienced programmer fall into when asking questions. 3. Read and bookmark our community guide, How to Ask Technical Questions. It is a great reference to refer to whenever you find yourself needing to ask for help. And you might find yourself solving your own problem as you think about the points listed in the article. So it's an assignment and not like additional resource. So I'm gonna check them one by one. One, two, three. So I've opened these links in new tabs. So okay, what I did is I pressed Control and I just clicked on the link. So it automatically opens the link in new tab. Okay. So let's get started. First, don't ask to ask, just ask. Here it is. Don't ask to ask, just ask. Every now and then in online chat rooms, I hang around and someone pops in and says something in the lines of Fober 123 dash. Any Java experts around? This is bad form for several reasons. What the person is actually being asked here is Fober 123 dash. Any Java experts around who are willing to commit into looking into my problems, whether that may turn out to be, even if it's not actually related to Java, or if someone who doesn't know anything about Java could actually answer my questions. There are plenty of reasons why people who do have the knowledge would not admit to it. By asking, you are asking for more than what you think you are asking. You are asking people to take responsibility. You are questioning people's confidence in their abilities. You are also unnecessarily willing other people out. I often answer questions related to languages or libraries I have never used because the answers are in a programmer kind of way, common sense. Alternatively, it can be as in I have a question about Java, but I'm too lazy to actually formalize it in words unless there is someone on the channel who might be able to answer it. Okay. Which is just lazy. If you are not willing to do the work to solve your problem, why should we? The question is not to ask, but just to ask. Someone who is idling on the channel and only every other and then glances what's going on is unlikely to answer to your asking to ask question, but you actually program description may pique their interest and get them to answer. So to summarize, don't ask, any Java experts around, but rather ask how do I do bracket problem with Java and bracket other relevant info. Other similar problems, the XY problem, no hello further reading, how do I ask a good question, or if you have more time, how to ask questions the smart way. So these are some rabbit holes, but the XY problem is in the assignment, so it's the next step. Let me close this one. The XY problem, what is it? The XY problem is asking about your attempt solution rather than your actual problem. This leads to enormous amount of wasted time and energy, both on the part of people asking for help and on the part of those providing help. The problem is on your attempt solution rather than your actual problem. User wants to do X, user doesn't know how to do X but thinks they can fumble their way to solution if they can just manage to do Y. Okay, this sounds familiar as of my current situation regarding the course. I'm attending this course of this class. This sounds familiar. User doesn't know how to do Y either. Yes, I don't. User asks for help in Y, others try to help user with Y, but they are confused because Y seems like a strange problem to want to solve. After much interaction and wasted time, it finally becomes clear that the user really wants help with X and that Y wasn't even a subtle solution for X. The problem occurs when people get stuck on what they believe is the solution and are unable to step back and explain the issue in full. What to do about it? Always include information about a broader picture along with any attempt solution. If someone asks for more information, do provide details. If there are other solutions you've already ruled out, share why you ruled them out. This gives more information about the requirements. Sorry, I forgot to zoom in. Remember that if your diagnostic theories are accurate, you wouldn't be asking for help, right? Examples. Example one. Noob doesn't actually want the last three characters in a file name. He wants the file extension. So why ask for the last three characters? Noob. How can I echo the last three characters in a file name? Feline. If they are in a variable, echo dollar sign curly bracket foo dash dash sorry foo. Okay, I misspelled this sign. What is it? Yeah, I can copy it. So now I'm standing in a position where I look like a fool by googling this, but there's a loophole in my knowledge, so it's better that I solve it right now. It's called, okay, what is the symbol? What is the symbol? Let me check Wikipedia. What we are looking for is this colon and semicolon. ठीक है. So foo colon dash 3 close curly bracket. Feline. Why three characters? What do you really want? Feline. Do you want to X? Do you want the extensions? Yes. There is no guarantee that every file name will have a three-letter extension. So blindly grabbing three characters does not solve the problem. Echo dollar sign curly bracket foo hash hash star dash curly close. Well, what does it actually means? The node doesn't actually want the last three characters in a file name. You want the file extensions. So why ask for the last three characters? Okay. If Angela had example 2, if Angela had just started by explaining she wants to prevent others from detecting her voice. This could have been much shorter and more productive discussion. Angela, nmap-0-a127, I guess it's an IP address, returns some lines starting with OS. How to change it? Obama, look in the source code for nmap and how it figures out the Linux part, then rewrite your TCP slash IP stack to node operating way nmap can detect. Angela, yeah, but I don't know about Linux system API at all. Well, nmap's fingerprint is based on the way the TCP slash IP stack works. There's no real way expect to rewrite the appropriate parts of set stack. Angela, I really need to avoid this message. Can inevitable do this work? Well, don't use OS detection or version scanning to prevent others from knowing the type of my OS. So she should have asked this in the first place to avoid all of this. Yeah. Okay. So these are examples. What is source one and source two? There better not be some more loopholes. Okay, we are now at Meta's website. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, so there are some community work, I guess. It's like a thread, Reddit thread, but Stack Exchange. What is Stack Exchange? Maybe a website too. So I guess it's a loophole. Okay, site secure site not available. I think their SSL certificate got expired. That's why it's showing this error. Okay, it's same examples, I guess, but they are okay. There are more conversation examples on the XY problem, but I'll avoid them. So this do seem like loopholes to me. Okay, so here we are. We have completed so far. Don't ask to ask, just ask XY problem. And how to ask technical question, let's get into it. How to ask technical questions. Let me zoom in a little bit so it can be more visible. It is common misconception to keep your questions short and concise so that you do not waste anyone's time. However, there is usually a lot more to your question than you realize. When technical questions are missing key details, it is almost impossible to provide accurate answers. Therefore, we expect everyone to put forth effort into asking detailed questions that contain all the relevant information. Everyone in our Discord community is a volunteer, so you want to make it as easy as possible for others to help you. We expect everyone to learn how to ask detailed questions, which will equip you to ask better questions in, for example, a Discord, on Stack Overflow, and in your future workplace. Before asking a question, do your own research. Before asking a question, you should always do your own research. Use your favorite search engine, read forums like Stack Overflow, and use Discord search features in our server. If your search results are not helpful, adjust your search terms to find more beneficial results. Help yourself. For many problems that you run into, you are capable of figuring out how to solve them. You are just missing the experience to know what to do or whether to look. Read our practical tips on how to help yourself before asking others. There we go. Another link. Over time, you will begin to incorporate these tips into your development workflow. Okay. So I'll read them in brief, won't go deep. Help yourself before asking others. It's like try to solve yourself, research, try to figure out yourself, adjust your expectations. So, I think I have to read it. Most of our exercise and projects are designed to push you to your limit and force you to do some research on your own. This experience is similar to being assigned to build a new feature in your future job. When you first start on it, you will most likely not know how to complete all of it. Instead of holding on to this unrealistic expectation, adjust your perspective and get comfortable not knowing the entire solution when you begin. Break down the problem into small pieces and write it down in pseudocode. If you would like a detailed explanation of this thing, read our problem solving nation with specific problem in mind. Okay, there are just loopholes. I won't go right here because I haven't started to code yet, so I'll open it, I'll bookmark it, I'll save it for later, and I'll read it later. So I have to also make this habit of checking my bookmarks daily at a specific time, so I know what to open. And I should also like make deadlines or set reminders to read this article when, or take quick notes how when to read these articles and link them with these bookmarks. Okay, I'll do it later. Procrastination. With this specific problem in mind, research a sub problem. After you have broken your problem down in smaller sub problems, you should research a sub problem using your favorite search engine. As an example, you should research a written random item from array in JavaScript, not how to create rock paper scissors in JavaScript. Okay. If you are not getting helpful search result, it how to use Google to solve your programming questions. Open 10 bookmark. Done. Examining error messages. Error messages are designed to help you get to the root of the problem. When you get an error, it is important to look at the entire error message to learn about the error and its location. If you do not understand the error message, copy and paste the most relevant line you into your favorite search engine. You can also use the search feature in our Discord server to read how other people may have resolved similar issues. For even more tips, read our understanding errors lesson. Rabbit holes, loopholes. Dun, dun, dun. I will read it later. Dun, 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 dun. Double check terminal commands. If you are following a direction and get an error message or other unexpected output, complete the following troubleshooting tips. Start at the beginning, read all your directions, compare the directions to your terminal history to ensure that you did not skip anything. Copy and paste the exact terminal command from our lesson to prevent typos. Use the command pwd, I think it's for print working directly, to confirm that you are in the correct you are in the correct directly. I was right. If you are not following our directions, research it and confirm that you are using the correct command. You can also research the error message or unexpected output because someone else has probably experienced a similar situation. Review previous lessons. It can be helpful to review the previous lesson because you might have overlooked something that you can apply to your current task. Check for typos. It is important to check your code for typos because they can result in wide variety of weird behaviors and error messages. To help prevent typos, use VS Code's IntelliSense to complete methods, parameters, variables, etc. I think it's IntelliSense is a general term for various code editing features, including VS Code, compilation, so quick info, and members list. IntelliSense features are sometimes called by other names such as code completion, content assist, and code editing. IntelliSense. Also, we can figure which is IntelliSense by installing a language extension below. Okay, like I was whispering this text while reading it on the screen, so I don't know how the subtitles will come out for this. I think okay, VS Code has these features built in. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I can also customize them, so this might be in helpful in the future when I understand basic things. And now I'm ready to deep dive into VS Code. Debug your code. When your code has unexpected behavior, the most important tool at your disposal is a debugger. This may sound like overkill, but look at all your variables at every point in your code. Be assured that your code is doing exactly what you instructed it to do. The problem is that you are misunderstanding what you told it to do. Your job is to investigate where the misunderstanding is taking place. For even more information, check out JavaScript dev tools or Ruby spray by bug. JavaScript dev tools. JavaScript dev tools. Table of contents. So there is a video. Open the demo. Blah 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 blah. So bookmark. Okay, so I think I should yeah. So I should make separate videos of these articles also that I've just bookmarked, so nothing gets left. So I'll keep that in mind whenever I get time. uh, I'll also make videos on these articles because I have to eventually, like in near future, I have to read them myself, so I'll make video. So let's get ahead. Read documentation properly. When you have isolated your problem down to a specific function or method that is producing unexpected results, you should read through the documentation. It is very common to learn that you misunderstood what the function method does, its return value, or possible side effects. So I think documentations can be found on the official site, like for JavaScript. You can go to their official site and see how things work. I think let me like I've been down some sites already. Okay, there's Node.js, so let's go to Node.js. It will take some time to load. Ah, it's taking too much time to reload. So let's okay, I think yeah, let's do that. So I think yeah, here are the docs. Let me zoom in with yeah, in docs. Let's click on docs. So I think the getting started guide. I think these are the documentations they are talking about. Maybe, yeah. So go through if you feel stuck. Know when to take a break. It is time to take a break when you begin to feel tired, frustrated, overwhelmed, etc. At a certain point, persistent can be more detrimental than beneficial. In addition, there is a very common phenomenon in programming where new ideas and solutions come to you after you take a break. This may sound crazy until you have experienced it. So you need to trust us on this. Sometimes it comes to when you are doing a mundane task like walking your dog, cooking a meal, folding socks, etc. Sometimes it happens when you get back to your desk and start reviewing the problem to your code. Talk through your code line by line. The final tip is to explain your code line by line, which is a tried and true technique called rubber duck debugging. Lol, I know about this. I literally have a little rubber duck. Not I'll not say I stole it, but I got it from a little kid. So say hi to anyone who's watching. Rubber ducky, say hi. Oh, he said hi. Or she, I don't know. So let's continue. This may sound silly, so you need to trust us on this. So I have opened, oh, I haven't opened this tab. I'll go through it. I'll make the first video about rubber ducking. Also include some infographics. Or also, as I said earlier in my first video, which was introductory video, that I'll also go with other sources also. So if I find something which is what we can say, simple in understanding, I'll link it, or I'll make a video covering the site, video, text, documentation, etc. With this, let's continue. I think I might have confused you. But I'm trying to do the opposite. So when you take the time to examine each line of code, especially after taking a break, you will be amazed how you will see things that you did not see before. Conclusion. Going through, okay, going through each of these tips can take a quite of bit of time, but as you get more experience, more of this will become part of your development process, which will save you time in the end. If you have not found the root of the problem after working through each of these tips, it's time to ask others. However, asking others for help is not as simple as it may sound. So please read how to ask a technical question. Open, and what I'm gonna do is I'll bookmark. So it's been bookmarked. Oh, did I bookmark it? I think I did. So where's my phone? Alarm time. So I have to wrap up all this pretty fast. So because I'm running out of time, I have something coming up in a few minutes. So okay, so what's next? Pick the most relevant help channel. Let me pause for a minute. I'll be back. Where is the pause button? Hey, call. Well, I forgot. I know it was somewhere here now. I think it's in front of me, but I can. Where is it? It will stop streaming. How do I pause my? Oh, such a mess. I remember there was an option to pause the video, but I'll when I click this, it'll stop the entire video. Let me just Google it. How to pause a video in OBS Studio. I forgot to hit the question mark, but no mind. Google is smarter than me, probably smarter than me. How to pause a video recording in OBS Studio. Related questions. Internet. The same button is obviously an option about the recording or stop recording. Once recording has started, okay, the same button will have to pause the recording or stop the recording, but as you can see, there isn't. How? What is the shortcut for pause video? This can help. Alter plus P.